Alright guys, what would you do first on number 5? Yeah? And what would you get when you distribute? Yeah? Keep going. Come on. Yeah? Yeah? 2 negatives make a, what, the positive 16 cubed. There you go. Okay, right here, on your quiz on Friday, this is where we had issues right here, okay? Y'all tried to subtract the 16 and subtract the 16. That's not what we do here. There's no equal sign. We just combine them. What is 5 plus 16? 21. Very good. Very good. Very good. All right, and then same thing on your quiz. Y'all tried to add the 2 and add the 2. That's not what we do here. When they're right next to each other, you just say 35 minus 2. How much is that? What kind of 33? Positive. There you go. All right, so your quiz was Thursday. I gave them back to you on Friday. And how long do you have to do quiz corrections? 1 week. But here's the deal. You can't come Friday and say you want to do quiz corrections because it has 2 days. First day you have to do what? Tutoring. The second day you can do corrections. Okay, does that make sense to everybody? All right, so let's do number 6. Let's do this one again because these are the ones that gave us some fits on our quiz. Distribute, what would you get? Yeah? 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 Perfect. Okay, same thing. You're not going to subtract 24. You're going to say it's negative 54 plus 24. Use your calculator. How much is that? Negative 33. There you go. Negative 33. Not 33. Negative 30. Negative 30. I was looking at this one. Sorry. Then what's 27 plus 6? 33. There we go. Would help if I looked at the right numbers, huh? Y'all okay? All right, here we go. This is another one on your quiz that we had issues with right here. When you square a number, when you square that 7, what do you have to use around that 7? Parentheses. You don't have to use them if they're positive, but you have to use it if it's negative. You have to. All right, order of operations. Order of operations, we did all out of order. There's a reason we call it order of operations, okay? What are the 4 operations? Yeah? There you go. Not 4, 6, I'm sorry. All right, so what do we have to do first here? Subtract or exponent? Exponent, there you go. And then we can subtract. It's the very last thing you do is subtract. And what do you get? 42. Perfect. All right, same thing on number 8. So you're going to have 10 minus 2 plus 2 squared. This is all thrown off right here is this kind of problem. So you would not distribute, you would not subtract, you would not add. What do you have to do first? Parentheses. Can I add these 2 in the parentheses? No, not yet. Why? You have to do the exponent. There you go. So you have 10 minus 2 plus 4. All right, same thing. We're not going to multiply. We're not going to distribute. We're going to do our parentheses, which is how much? 6. Then you can subtract. It's the very last thing you do is subtract. And you get 4. Now, okay? All right. I will be here tomorrow morning. I will be here Friday morning. And I will be here Thursday morning. Thursday I got a meeting, so I will not be able to do tutoring Thursday morning, okay? So you've got tomorrow and you've got Friday. So that means if you want to do corrections, you have to come in tomorrow to do corrections. Does that make sense to everybody? Y'all okay? Last chance is tomorrow. All right, so what do we do with this? Put it up. There you go. We're going to go over our ACT review tomorrow. So let's go ahead and finish up our notes, and that way it'll give you some time for those of us that did not watch the video to get our lives together. And this is it, guys. This is once we learn how to do this, then we're finished after that, okay? Before we do page 15, let's turn to page 14 real quick. All right, for those of you that were not here and did not check Google Classroom, those were the problems that we did yesterday, okay? You already know how to solve it from Friday. You already know how to graph it from Friday. But what you missed learning yesterday was how to put it in interval notation. Okay? Does that make sense to everybody? That's what you missed. So that will be what you need to watch on the video. So let's look at number 1 together to make sure we're all okay. How would we solve this on number 1? Subtract the 7, right? So guys, that interval notation is not going away. You will see it for the rest of this class. So if you don't get it now, it's just going to come back to bite you in the butt later, okay? All right, what's 16 minus 7? 9. There you go. And then divide by 3. And you get 3, right? That's your solving. That's your first step to solve. Then you got to graph it. How many numbers do I have to graph here? How many numbers is right there? There's 3 numbers right here. There's 1 number right here, right? Okay, so we're going to graph 1 number. And on that 1 number, what kind of a dot does it get? An open or a closed? There you go. Shaded, closed, same thing. As long as you know it's filled in. And then where does that graph shade? In which direction? To the left, less than, right? So now you solved it and you graphed it. Everybody in this room can solve and graph their homework, okay? Everybody in here. Now the only issue you have is how to do the interval notation from yesterday, okay? Let's go over that very quickly. Interval notation. How do you read a book? From which way to which way? Left to right, okay? So on the left, this is going forever and forever and forever and forever and forever and forever and forever, right? What symbol do we put that tells me it goes on and on and on and on? And an infinity, right? If it's going to the left, what kind of numbers are to the left? Negative. So you put negative infinity. Infinities always get a parentheses, comma. Where on the right does it stop? It doesn't go any further past what number? 3. All right, now look at that 3. Does it have a open dot or a closed dot? So it gets a bracket, okay? That is what you need to watch the video on how to do right here. I went in very, very detailed on it. What happens if you watch the video and you still don't know what to do? You need to ask me questions then, right? You gotta watch the video first, though. Does that make sense? Y'all okay? Good? All right, here we go. Page 15. Page 15. Here we go. Let's try to hustle so we can get some stuff done. All right. So on page 15, yesterday, we did number 2 and we did number 3. Okay, so we're not going to do those today. But let's look at number 1. You ready? So what's different about number 1 versus what we just did on that other page? What's different? It's got 2, what are those things called? Do you remember? Inequalities, right? All right, so here we go. Cover that up. Pretend like it's not there. What would we do to solve that first? You would add 7, right? And then you would do it to the other side. You would add 7. Y'all okay so far? So then cover this one up. What would you do? You'd add 7. You already added 7 here. So now you add 7 to the other side. So you just got to do it more than once. So if you need to, if it helps you, draw those lines. Remember how you did that in, as a like an 8th grader or a 9th grader learning this? All right, what's 8 plus 7? 6. How much? 15. There we go. And then less than 3y. 7's cancel out. Less than or equal to, what's 23 plus 7? Go. 30. How do you get rid of the 3? One more step. Divide by 3. You got to do it on this side of the line and on the other side of the line. So you just got to do it more than once. So you have 5 less than y less than or equal to 10. Y'all okay? All right, so then we got to graph it. What numbers do I have to go between on this one? This one's got to be kind of a big graph. I got to go between 5 and 10. There you go. So we got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so just slow down and read. What kind of a dot does the 5 get? An open. Here's why I say slow down. Because what does the 10 get? A closed. There you go. Y'all okay so far? All right, so if you watched the video, we learned about or problems and problems. So did anybody watch the video and can tell me where or problems shade? They shade away. Very good. And so if or problems shade in the opposite direction, if they shade away, then what would an and problem shade? Together, towards each other, right? Okay, so and problems shade together. All right, so you're looking at number 1. Like, look at number 2. It's got the word or, okay? It's pretty easy. Yeah, that's an or problem, right? But what about number 1? It doesn't give you any words. So you've got symbols. You've got less thans. Y'all okay so far? So, off the phones, here we go. Less thans are and problems. Greater thans are or problems. Does that make sense? Yes, no, maybe? Okay, a couple of shaking heads. You don't understand what? Just know it. Just gotta know. Less than is and greater than is or. If you want an explanation, come see me for 0 period and I'll show you. Okay? Alright, so here's the way I remember this. You ready? I don't know if this helps you, but I'm going to show you how I remember it. So, when you go to write an A for and, you go to the left to write that A, correct? Does that make sense? Okay, which one of these do you go to the left to write? How do you write? The less than, right? You go to the left to write a less than. Does that make sense? So that helps me. You might have your own little trick, and if you do, let me know, okay? All right, so here we go. So number 1, what kind of problem is that? Less than is an and or an or? That's an and. So and problem shade where? Together. So then take your hand, get any pencil, and shade it all together. All together. There you go. All right, we did number 2 already. We did number 3 already. So now we're going to number 4. Here we go. So if you need to, cover this up. If you need to, what would I do first? You'd add the 8. Very good. And if you need to, you can draw those lines down those to keep everything straight. You don't have to, but if it helps you, you can. All right, what's negative 14 plus 8? Go.
6.
Negative 6 less than or equal to 3x. 8 cancel. Less than, what's 16 plus 8? 24. There you go. All right, one more step. Divide by 3 on all sides. And 24 divided by 3 is 8. So this one's got to be kind of big. So instead of counting by 1s, what can I count by instead? Let's count by 2s. It'll make my life easier, right? All right, so just slow down. What does the negative 2 get? Closed. What's the 8 get? Open. And it's a less than. Less than problems are what kind of problems? An and problem shade together. Just be careful and don't fill in that closed circle, all right? Y'all okay? Pretty easy? All right, let's look at number 5. Here we go. Number 5. What do you notice about number 5? It's different. It's an absolute value, and absolute values get how many answers? 2. What's the only thing that we mess with on absolute values? What number? The one outside. There you go. So what number do we have in this case? 8. So we made one negative. Notice how I left some space between the letter and the number. And then I made one positive. All right, here we go. What do you notice about the order that I put the 8s? Where's the negative 8? On the left. Look at this number line right here. Look at this number line. The smaller numbers are on which side? The left. The bigger numbers are on which side? The right. So you have to write them in that order, okay? All right, here we go. What kind of problem is a greater than problem? That's an or problem. Very good. Or problem shade in which direction? Outwards, right? So I'm going to take both of my arrows right here and I'm going to point them away from each other. Why did I point them away from each other? Because it was an or problem and or problem shade away. Is there anything I could do to solve this problem? No, they already solved, right? So what do I have to do now after I solve them? You got to graph them. There you go. But this is going to be kind of large. So what do you want to count by instead of ones? You want to count by twos? Okay. Well, I already counted by twos now. You could use fours, but I already started counting by twos. But you don't have to do what I do. You can do something different. And both of them get closed circles. And or problem shade where? Away. Boom, you're done. Alright, let's do number 6. Alright, here we go, here we go. Stay with me. What's the only thing that I mess with? The 7. Don't touch it, okay? Leave it alone. So you got 4t minus 3, leave you some space, and you got a negative 7. Then you got 4t minus 3, leave you some space, and you got a positive 7. Your negative number should always go on which side? The left. There you go. All right, less than. What kind of problem is a less than? It's an and problem. An and problem shade in which direction? Together. So what am I going to do to both of my arrows right here? Not make them the same. Make them point together. There you go. Make them point together. It's an and problem shade together, so I point my arrows together. All right, what can I do to solve for this one? You're going to add 3. There you go. So you got 4t is greater than or equal to negative 4. Divide by 4. And t is greater than or equal to negative 1. All right, what about this one? Add 3. You get 4t is less than or equal to 10. Divide by 4, and you're going to get a decimal. Is it a good decimal? What's 10 divided by 4? 2.5? All right, and so the only thing I have left to do is what? Graph it. What's the first number? That goes right here. Negative 1, and then 0, and then 1, and then 2, and then 2.5. Splash. Alright, what kind of dot does negative 1 and 2.5 get? They both get close. Very good, very good. And this was an and problem. Where do and problems shade? Together. So you just shade it together. There you go. Y'all good? Alright. Put it away. Alright, number 7. Number 7. So, what's the only thing that we touch? The 14. Here we go. Do we mess with anything in here? No. AJ, you ready? Ready? You wait? You ready? Alright. What kind of problem is greater than? It's an or problem. An or problem shade where? Away. So what am I going to do to both of my arrows right here? I'm going to point them away from each other. Very good. Now point them away from each other. Alright, what would I do to solve on the first one? Minus 5. There you go. 3v is less than negative 19. divide by 3, and that does not divide nice, neat, and pretty, so we're going to leave it alone. All right, we're going to minus the 5 here. So 3v is greater than 9. And so v is greater than 3, okay? We're not going to graph that one. We'll leave that one alone. Y'all okay? All right, last one. Here we go. Number 8. What is so special and different about number 8? What you got, Nathan? We're not going to graph it because it's got a fraction. We're going to fight one battle at a time. What about number 8? What's different about that one? The answer is what? Can an absolute value ever be a negative? No. So what do we call this? No solution. Let me tell you right now, there will be one of these on your test. There will be. I'm giving you a test question. I'm giving it to you. There will be one of these on the test. Okay? You got it good?
So why is it no solution?
Because absolute value can never be a negative number. Ever. And it can never, especially, be less than a negative number. There's no way, because the absolute value is always positive. All right, so here we go. What's your homework tonight? Page 11 and where? In your workbook. There you go. A few of us got a workbook last week. If you have not gotten a workbook, there should just be, what, 2 of us. Anybody not gotten a workbook yet? I think there was one other one. So everybody in here's got a workbook. Molly, you got one? You got one? Yeah, got one. AJ, you got one? Tyler, you got one? Okay. Carrington, did you get one from Coach Sport? Okay. All right. So, if you want to, you've got about, what, 15 minutes? Yeah. Actually, you've got close to 20 minutes almost. So you've got about 18 minutes left, okay? That you can, if you want to get with somebody and work out these workbook pages together, I'm perfectly fine with that. You've also got this time right now, and if you haven't logged into Google Classroom and watched the video, I probably would do that first. That way you could ask me any questions because you had homework last night. What was your homework last night? Page 14, right? Number 6, 8, 10, 11, and 13, I think it was. It's all on Google Classroom for you, okay? All good? All right. If you've got your headphones, go ahead and put them in. You can watch that video real quick. If you've got a partner you want to work with on your workbook, then you can do that. If you want to work with somebody, you can. You can write in this workbook, guys. So there's already drafts and everything. Taylor, do you okay? Carrington, do you have the, I gave you a syllabus Friday, right? No, I did not.